Welcome to the only figure-of-8 track on the F1 calendar. We're here at Suzuka for qualifying today ahead of the Japanese Grand Prix. With the weather as it is today, Anthony Davidson, we have, to some extent, to throw the form book out of the window. Who do you see having the advantage on this slippery, unpredictable track surface?
Traditionally, these are very Adrian Newey conditions. The Red Bull's habit of creating incredible downforce coupled with the high rake they like to run is perfect for the wet, and it's helped them close the power gap a number of times over recent years. I think Force India as well, always a bit of a dark horse in changeable conditions, and of course the McLarens have a fairly good chassis. Having said that, I don't want to make a firm prediction. More than performance, the deciding factor is going to be the timing. The level of wetness out on the track is going to constantly rise and fall, and anyone who can find that perfect window when it's at its driest will have a big advantage out there.
Yes, hello everyone and welcome to another episode of my F1 2017 career mode here today around Japan. Very soggy Japan actually, as we start our first qualifying run here at Suzuka. And coming through this final chicane now, hopefully this can be a good lap. I mean, I'm on this game I'm quite good in the wet. I don't know if it's just the AI being like crap as per usual in the wet. But at the end of our first run we go, well, it ends up being P10, which is quite good actually. But I don't think most of the cars has actually done their qualifying lap yet. So we've done our second run now, as we come through the final chicane, taking those cones with us. Just ignore that. You know, I don't even know why they're there, to be honest. Coming around the final corner now to finish our second lap, and just about getting across the line to do another lap. And that puts us P16, unfortunately, as everyone does their lap. But now, as we're coming down the final corner again, improving by, I can't see what that is, but I think it's about 5/10, as we improve by quite a bit and we qualify P11. So that's a great qualifying result considering the past few races that we've had. And P11 ahead of Carlos Sainz as well. So we're going quite well in this Grand Prix at the minute, as well, and last Grand Prix as well, finishing second obviously. We've got the usual suspects at the bottom, but without further ado, let's get into the race for the Japanese Grand Prix.
And a very warm welcome to the Japanese Grand Prix, an event that has decided a Drivers' Championship 11 times over the years. And all this will be happening under the watchful eye of Anthony Davidson, who joins me for today's race. And assuming the weather holds, where do you expect to see the action unfolding today, Ant?
Well, most of the time, passing here is limited very much into the final chicane, or maybe down into turn 1 if you get a good run and some assistance from DRS. But if we're lucky, we might see a bit of bravery into the hairpin, a place that Kamui Kobayashi certainly made his own in the 2010 Grand Prix on his way to a very impressive 7th place. And as you say, Crofty, this is all assuming that the conditions hold out. We know how quickly the clouds can come in here at Suzuka, and if they do, all bets will be off.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Raikkonen, Max Verstappen and Massa, Ricciardo, Hülkenberg, Perez and Esteban Ocon, Grosjean, Sainz, Kevin Magnussen and Palmer, Alonso and Toro Rosso, Marcus Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein. Van Dorn and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
So unfortunately, because I decided to take a new gearbox for the rest of the season, because the one that I had was getting, quite worn. And I didn't think it would last the rest of the season, so unfortunately we've taken a penalty for that, and yeah, for some reason I forgot to put it in the recording edit, but who cares? Here we are then on the grid for the Japanese Grand Prix, doing our strategy, that's the word, setting off for the formation lap now. We're going to go for a one-stop, which is quite brave. For a set of softs to start with, obviously, and then a set of mediums to end the race on. Hopefully we can make that strategy work for us. But without further ado, here we are then on the grid. We've got 4 lights, it's 5 lights. So lights out, away we go here for the Japanese Grand Prix. That was quite a long hold there for the lights, as that McLaren just decided not to move off the start of the grid. As we're now got cars going 4 wide ahead of us. There's 2 cars gone off wide. I think that was a Mercedes and a Ferrari, I think. I couldn't quite see who it was. I couldn't get a replay of it either, unfortunately. But we're now going side by side with Grosjean here through the S section. He's still sticking down the inside. He's gone for a little bit of a spin as well as he tags our rear end. And that was a mental start to a Grand Prix, I have to admit. As we now go down the inside of another 2 cars. I mean, we're not holding back in this Grand Prix. And Magnussen now is really not going to give up that position easily, as he now has the inside run for this long right-hander. And obviously he's got a better engine with that Ferrari engine, but now is it going around the outside of us into Spoon Corner? No, he backs out, and we managed to get, is that 10th? Yeah, 10th place. So it's a good start for myself there. I'm being very punchy in this Grand Prix, because I realised that, you know, the car has the pace. As we now go down the inside of Sergio Perez as well, I think that also was Ocon, I can't quite see. But now he's holding it in there as well, the same as Magnussen. But of course, the Force India has a Mercedes engine, so he's got more horsepower in his engine than Magnussen did. So he's successfully got past us, but we still hold it down the inside into Spoon, and we've managed to get past him with ease there. And we're now coming on to the 10th lap of the Grand Prix, as all the leaders make their pit stops. And hopefully, there's been a safety car that's at. Oh no, it's a virtual safety car. I don't know why there's been a VSC, but I think someone retired and I missed it, which I'm sorry. But we're now coming on now to the end of the VSC, almost getting a penalty there, which was quite lucky there from myself. And now we are resuming to race, and now the rest of the leaders have come in, and now we have Valtteri Bottas behind us on the soft tyres as he's already come in, and I decided to let him go because I'm not really fighting him really. He's in a Mercedes, they're 2 seconds a lap faster than me anyway on the same tyres, so I decided to just let him go anyway. And now, cutting on to lap 12, we now have Daniel Ricciardo as I roam really wide there on the exit Spoon, and Ricciardo gets the easiest pass he'll ever have in his life, coming down into 130R. So it's a bit unfortunate there for myself, a bit of a mistake which I regret. Now cutting on to lap 13 now, we're now going to come in for our first pit stop of the Grand Prix, and hopefully we can make this one stop work, because I don't know if it will actually will. I just see that Massa I think is doing a one stop as well, and Perez as well, so obviously if those guys are doing it then it obviously should work. But oh, what's this? I forgot I changed my mind halfway through the Grand Prix and I decided to put on a set of Super Softs, because I realised that towards the end of the Grand Prix the mediums wouldn't be that great. I mean, I know a lot of cars have gone on to the mediums, but I realised that, you know, the car had the pace, so I decided to go on to a set of Super Softs and then obviously do another stop for another set of Supers. And there's yellow flags up ahead, I think. I don't know what it's for, and there's been a safety car. Okay, just a random safety car. It said who went out then, but it was really quick. Oh, it's my teammate, unfortunately. So my teammate caused the safety car just as I came out of the pit lane, and now we're on Super Softs. And at this point, I really didn't know what to do, because I thought I could pit for another set of softs maybe if I had any. But I didn't really check. But as the safety car is coming in now, we're now behind Hulkenberg. We're still in 10th, so it's not like we've gone out of the points. And for some reason the AI decided to speed up and then rapidly slow down again. I don't know why. But as we're now right behind Nico Hulkenberg now, and the green light is now on, I think. Yep, there we go. And we take an alternative line into the chicane, and we now get a great run out of the last chicane actually. And we're now in the slipstream of Hulkenberg. Obviously he's got the same engine as us, so shouldn't be that hard to get past him. But obviously no DRS at the minute, and we give it a little look, and he moves out of the way, and we've somehow managed to get past Nico Hulkenberg into the first corner. Don't know how, but we've managed to run. We've ran a little bit wide there. He's gone side by side with us once again into the S section. We managed to cover him off, and you know, like I said before in the beginning of the video, I was feeling quite punchy in this Grand Prix. As Palmer now comes into the pit lane for his first stop, I'm assuming, or second pit stop, and now all the leaders have come in, and we're now up to P5. So I think staying out was a good option, as we now have Sergio Perez ahead of us running really wide for some reason, and Bottas is now ahead of us as well, but he's going really slowly. I don't know why, as we do a cheeky dive bomb down the inside of Perez into Degnan 2, I think that was. One of you will correct me in the comments. And we're now right behind Bottas. I mean, I never thought I'd say this, but we've overtaken a Mercedes legitimately. Like, no word of a lie, we've just overtaken a Mercedes. Legitimately, we've overtaken a Mercedes. He had loads of problems, and with 3 laps left, as you can see, I'm not going to be coming in. And there's another safety car. So, I'm not going to be coming in for another pit stop. I've been on these super soft tyres for quite a while now. I think it's about 11 laps now, as the safety car is now coming in. We're now right behind Massa, who is in. Wait, we're in second. I just realised we're in second place, and that's Massa in the lead. Massa is in the lead of the Grand Prix. So his one-stop strategy has worked glories here, as we're now getting really impatient, going side by side with Massa, and he gets a great exit off the final chicane. I've been caught napping here, and now we are going to start the Grand Prix, and that was it really. Coming around onto the last lap now, just about getting to the end on these tyres, coming around the final chicane with Perez right behind me, and we're going to get another podium here, and the strangest podium ever in Grand Prix history.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you pulled through. Thank you.
Brilliant stuff from Williams today. What a superb victory. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
Oh, here they are now. I always love seeing the independent teams do well. Williams have a long and storied history with F1, and I'm delighted to see them on the top step of the podium.
So, with the strangest podium ever seen, I mean, the strangest top 4 ever, it's a Williams, Toro Rosso, Force India, Renault top 4. I mean, I have no idea how that happened. The leaders, Bottas, 5th, Vettel 7th, Ricciardo 8th. I mean, I don't know what's happened there. Raikkonen was out of the points. I mean, Hamilton was 14th with a 5-second time penalty. I really don't know what went on there. Unfortunately, there were quite a lot of DNFs in this race. Both McLarens, which is to be expected. My teammate, which is unfortunate, a Force India and a Haas. So I really don't know what happened in that Grand Prix. But we're now 10 points behind, I think, 10 points behind Verstappen, as he's gone behind Massa now, after Massa has that win. And I don't know what was going on in that Grand Prix. That's the craziest Grand Prix I've ever seen. There was like 3 safety cars, well, a virtual safety car and 2 safety cars. Toro Rosso is still in 5th, so we're consolidating that there. And I have no idea what went on in that Grand Prix. It was just crazy. I mean, looking back on it now, a lot happened in it, and because of that, you know, because of the pit stop that we did, we get a extra 25%. Is that quicker pit stop? So that's good from our point of view, as we get quicker pit stops again. So hopefully we can get the 3rd one soon. I can't remember what it was, but here we have a classic thing, a classic invitational rather, and I think I went for the USA Sprint. So I'll hand over to Crofty now to introduce you to that sprint race.
We take a break from the roller coaster ride of the Formula One season for a historic invitational today. It's a chance for us to watch some of the classic cars from days gone by, as well as a chance for drivers to try something new and enhance their reputation.
So as per usual, I'm just going to let you watch the replay of this sprint race, and if you did enjoy this episode, please leave a like and a comment, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.
thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.